Diseases and its impact. Introduction. In our organs or tissues, there are various specialized activities going on. The heart is beating, the lungs are breathing, the kidney is filtering urine, the brain is thinking. All these activities are interconnected. For example, if the kidneys are not filtering urine, poisonous substances will accumulate. Under such conditions, the brain will not be able to think properly. For all these interconnected activities, energy and raw material are needed from outside the body. In other words, food is a necessity for cell and tissue functions. Anything that prevents proper functioning of cells and tissues will lead to a lack of proper activity of the body, causing a disease. Disease and its causes. When there is a disease, either the functioning or appearance of one or more systems of the body will change for the worse. These changes give rise to symptoms and signs of disease. Symptoms of disease are the things we feel as being wrong. So, we have a headache, we have a cough, we have loose motions, we have a wound with pus. These are all symptoms. Acute and chronic diseases. Some disease last for only very short periods of time, and these are called acute disease. We all know from experience that the common cold lasts only for a few days. Other ailments can last for a long time, even as much as a lifetime, and are called chronic diseases. An example is the infection causing elephantiasis, which is very common in some parts of India. Chronic diseases. Any disease that causes poor functioning of some part of the body will affect our general health as well. This is because all functions of the body are necessary for general health. If we get infected with a chronic disease such as tuberculosis of the lungs, then being ill over the years does make us lose weight and feel tired all the time. Chronic diseases, therefore, have very drastic long-term effects on people's health as compared to acute diseases. Causes of diseases. Infectious and non-infectious causes. One group of causes is the infectious agents, mostly microbes or microorganisms. Diseases where microbes are the immediate causes are called infectious diseases. On the other hand, there are also diseases that are not external causes, like microbes that can spread in the community. Instead, these are mostly internal, non-infectious causes. Infectious diseases. Organisms that can cause disease are found in a wide range of such categories of classification. Some of them are viruses, some are bacteria, some are fungi, some are single-celled animals or protozoans. Some diseases are also caused by multicellular organisms such as worms of different kinds. Common examples of diseases caused by viruses are the common cold, influenza, dengue fever, and AIDS. Diseases like typhoid fever, cholera, tuberculosis, and anthrax are caused by bacteria. Many common skin infections are caused by different kinds of fungi. Protozoan microbes cause many familiar diseases such as malaria and Kala-Azar. All of us have also come across intestinal worm infections as well as diseases like elephantiasis caused by different species of worms. Virus and bacteria. All viruses, for example, live inside host cells, whereas bacteria very rarely do. Viruses, bacteria, and fungi multiply very quickly, while worms multiply very slowly in comparison. Taxonomically, all bacteria are closely related to each other than to viruses and vice versa. This means that many important life processes are similar in the bacteria group but are not shared with the virus group. As a result, drugs that block one of these life processes in one member of the group is likely to be effective against many other members of the group. Means of spread. Disease-causing microbes can spread through the air. This occurs through the little droplets thrown out by an infected person who sneezes or coughs. Someone standing close by can breathe in these droplets and the microbes get a chance to start a new infection. Examples of such diseases that spread through the air are the common cold, pneumonia, and tuberculosis. Means of spread. Diseases can also spread through water. This occurs if the excreta from someone suffering from an infectious gut disease, such as cholera, gets mixed with the drinking water used by people living nearby. The cholera-causing microbes will enter new hosts through the water they drink and cause disease in them. Such diseases are much more likely to spread in the absence of safe supplies of drinking water. The sexual act is one of the closest physical contact two people can have with each other. Not surprisingly, there are microbial diseases such as syphilis or AIDS that are transmitted by sexual contact from one partner to the other. However, such sexually transmitted diseases are not spread by casual physical contact. Casual physical contacts include handshakes or hugs or sports like wrestling, or by any of the other ways in which we touch each other socially. We live in an environment that is full of many other creatures apart from us. It is inevitable that many diseases will be transmitted by other animals. These animals carry the infecting agents from a sick person to another potential host. These animals are thus the intermediaries and are called vectors. The commonest vectors we all know are mosquitoes. In many species of mosquitoes, the females need highly nutritious food in the form of blood in order to be able to lay mature eggs. Mosquitoes feed on many warm-blooded animals, including us. In this way, they transfer diseases from person to person. Principles of treatment. We have to find a drug that blocks the bacterial synthesis pathway without affecting our own. This is what is achieved by the antibiotics that we are all familiar with. One reason why making antiviral medicines is harder than making antibacterial medicines is that viruses have few biochemical mechanisms of their own. They enter our cells and use our machinery for their life processes. This means that there are relatively few virus-specific targets to aim at. Despite this limitation, there are now effective antiviral drugs, for example, the drugs that keep HIV infection under control. Principles of prevention. Immunization. When the immune system first sees an infectious microbe, it responds against it and then remembers it specifically. So, the next time that particular microbe or its close relatives enter the body, the immune system responds with even greater vigor. This eliminates the infection even more quickly than the first time around. This is the basis of the principle of immunization.